So after seeing it half a year ago when it was coming out at film festivals, I rewatched Boyhood especially for this review. And I'm so happy that I did, because now I feel like I have this fresh new perspective on it, different from the one I had up until now. Boyhood is the life story of Mason, who we get to see growing up from being a little boy in the beginning of the film to a young man starting university at the end of it. It also stars Lorelai Linklater as his sister, and acting veterans Ethan Hawke and Patricia Arquette as their parents. The most remarkable thing about this film, and the reason why everybody has been raving about it, is the fact that it was filmed with the same actors over a period of 12 years. Now that doesn't mean that they filmed for 12 years non-stop. Production only lasted for like a couple of weeks every year, and the actual filming itself was like 3 days at every turn. 45 is the exact number of days they shot. 45 days packed into a film that's 165 minutes long. Now if you want to get really mathematical about it, that's an average of exactly 3.6 days crammed into every minute of film. Now what I'm trying to say here, and I know this for a fact because Richard Linklater mentions it in interviews, is that they didn't really film anything which they didn't use in the final edit. Which really gives the film this kind of very loose type of tonality or feeling or whatever you want to call it. It really shows that while they had some of the ideas and the basic story arc planned out ahead of time, some of the things like the dialogue for example, they were just making up as they went along each year, depending especially on where the main actor was in his own life. All the other major actors participated in the writing process as well, contributing their life experience. Like Ethan Hawke's character was based on his and Linklater's fathers, and of course Patricia Arquette's character was based on her own mother. Now that's all very fucking fascinating, but does it really make this film the grand cinematic masterpiece everyone is praising it to be? People really seem to be forgetting a film franchise, and one that is even referred to in Boyhood. It's like a small independent series of films you probably never even heard about, called Harry Potter. I mean, think about it. Even though they are both completely different types of films, one of the main ideas behind them is basically the same. Casting unknown child actors to play the same characters for over more than a decade, creating the opportunity to see the actual people, as well as the characters, grow up on the silver screen. What's that, you say? Oh, that Harry Potter wasn't just one film? They actually had to work on it more extensively? Well, then that totally makes Boyhood so much more superior than anything else ever, for sure. Now, I'm not here to praise Harry Potter, I'm not a fan. I just want to point out that people really shouldn't be jumping to conclusions so quickly, declaring that Boyhood is one of the most original movies ever made. I mean, even Linklater himself has done similar work one way or the other with his Before trilogy, which, along with some of his other films, I think are brilliantly well written, while Boyhood doesn't really seem to be well written at all. I think that its greatest accomplishment as an experiment, like capturing life on film, is also its greatest weakness as a movie. The method of making 12 short films which would later act as episodes more than sequences for sure, in a feature-length film, kind of deprives it of structure. But luckily, this is still a very good film. And as a side note, I want to point out that I really like the visual cues they use to show the passing of time between scenes. Like, characters might have a different haircut, or they might wear really different types of clothes, or the references to pop culture also really help. Like when the Star Wars movies were coming out, when the Harry Potter movies were coming out, when Barack Obama was running for president, the characters, they talk about it, and it really helps you know where you are in time. Without having to use the usual, like the year, pop up on the screen, like this is 2006, this is 2009, etc. And the Patricia Arquette is an absolute darling in this film. I mean, all the way through, I just wanted to give her a big hug. It's impossible to watch this film without thinking about your own experiences. I don't think there was a single moment where I didn't relate to the situation the characters were in, recognizing and reminiscing about the ones from my own life. We were all teenagers at one point. Of course, I was never anything like Mason. I was more like this guy.
Hey, Paul, tell us a joke.
Damn, fuck, go to hell, ass.
Yep, definitely that guy. But on the other hand, these kinds of life experiences are very universal. I mean, the film is very unpretentious about that. It's something that I would have never thought I would consider to be a flaw of any film. Even though I absolutely loved watching Boyhood, I have to admit that it kind of feels too much like a one-trick pony. But anyway, Richard Linklater still remains one of my favorite directors of all time, and I think it's good to see that the two runner-ups most likely to win Best Picture at the Oscars is Boyhood and Birdman, another film for which I will have a review for, here, somewhere on the screen. Two films which I have to praise for bringing fresh new ideas to the mainstream as well as to the Oscars, even though we might have seen them done one way or the other in less commercial films. Alright people, that was my review, and I will see you soon!